I will show you how to sculpt torsos inside Blender in the easiest way possible without confusing you with terms like sternocleidomastoid, pectoralis major, abdominis, whatever, bro. You don't need this. You're an artist. You're not a doctor. This is going to be the easiest tutorial you've ever followed. So please close all the other tabs that you have open. Make this full screen and watch it till the end. Just give me these 50 minutes or so, and I will make sculpting torsos so much easier for you. I promise. The reference is linked in the description, so do get it and perform this with me. The reason you are stuck for so long is because you don't perform. You just watch a tutorial after tutorial. This is what a Jerry does, bro. I know you're not a Jerry, so don't do this. Download the reference and do this exercise with me. But before we start sculpting, let me build some concepts for you, like an artist, not a doctor, that you need in order to understand torsos. Okay, and if you understand these things, you can observe and sculpt any torso in the world. And I made a small checklist for you. Okay, so this checklist will show you all of the things that we need to know about the chest, about the torso. And this is the one that I sculpted on stream. We will definitely sculpt one from scratch right in this tutorial. But let me just tell you. So from the front, you want to know about the chest. Okay, and yeah, some artists, they're going to call it, I don't know, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, bro. No one cares. Okay, chest is just fine. Okay, so from the chest, you want to know that the chest is a fan shaped muscle. Okay, and all of it is going to point towards here, towards the shoulder. Also, you want to know that usually, I mean, of course, always, the chest, it has these three separations. Okay, the upper, middle, and the lower chest. Okay, sometimes these things are super visible, sometimes these things are not. Okay, but the important thing to know about the chest is just that it has three segments, and all of them, they will point towards here, towards the shoulder. Okay, always. Another thing you want to know about the chest is whenever you see the collarbone, okay, just remember that the upper chest connects here on this end, and on almost 1/3 of the collarbone. This is also where the shoulder will come and connect, and you will actually see a void. Okay, so there will be like an empty space, and you will see it in the reference. You can see it over here as well. Okay, so you can see that it connects almost to 1/3. Okay, in this case it's half, but it should be 1/3. Connects 1/3. It's the same as the shoulder, and then there's this separation in between them. That is it for the chest. For the core, you want to know that all of this is the core. Okay, just simplify it, and you can simplify it into three groups, which is this one, which is the abs. Okay, and yeah, I can sound fancy saying rectus abdominis, but no one cares. Okay, this is the abs, and then you have these saw-shaped muscles. Okay, just calling them the saw-shaped muscles is fine. And then from in between, you will have these muscles going on, which are also part of the core. Okay, you can call this one the abs, no one cares. Call this one the saw-shaped muscle, and this one you can call the oblique. Okay, you can consider this whole thing to be one big shape. Okay, and in very bulky guys, this part right here, this part can get very bulky, at times as well. It adds a lot to the waist as well, but it also gives you this tapering effect. It also gives you this V line. Okay, yeah, that is it for the front. We also have the shoulders, but in this case it's not fully complete. But for the shoulders, I can tell you that shoulder is also divided into three segments, so the front, side, and the back. If you're a gym guy, if you work out, you know these things already. And yeah, so gym is a good example. So you might, if you're training for pecs, they tell you this is the exercise for the upper chest, the middle chest, the lower chest. This is exercise for the front delts, the side delts. That is all you need to know for anatomy as an artist as well. You don't need, like, imagine the gym instructor says, hey, if you want to train your pectoralis major, bro, yeah, you're not going to follow that instructor. So that is it from the front. These are the things that you need to be aware of the front. Okay, chest, three segments, connects to the upper 1/3. All of them point in the same direction, which is here. Okay, they tuck in the shoulder, under the shoulder. From the front, we have the abs. Oh yeah, and an important thing about the abs is the belly button. Okay, now it can vary. For some people it is up here, some people it is low here, but the most common, the most natural position, the common position, yeah, it's not natural, if yeah, everything is natural, but whatever, The most common position for the belly button is the third set of abs. Okay, so if you see 1, 2, and 3, we have the belly button in the third pair of the abs, and you can see over here as well. Okay, so you can see this 1, 2, 3. Belly button is in the third pair. Below this, it's some people have 8 packs, but most common is 6 packs. Below this, it's a flat plane, and you can just see this bulge for the below this. So if some people do, they have a separation over here as well. They have 8 packs. Very rarely do people have 10 packs as well, but yeah, it's extremely rare. Okay, so from the back, what you want to know is that we have the traps. Okay, the traps is this muscle. Okay, and you can see it's very angular. It spreads out quite wide here. It comes back in and then comes here. It's almost around halfway of the back, almost halfway. Okay, you can see it over here as well. Oh yeah, it's almost halfway the back. Okay, and around the traps we have these round muscles. I don't know what they're called, but I just always refer to them as round muscles. Okay, and sometimes in these round muscles you can see this separation here, sometimes you don't, sometimes it is just a round shape. Okay, the third thing is this lats, which is this big sheet, S-H-E-E-T, not S-H-I-T, sheet of muscle, which goes all the way from here to here, and it connects all the way back here. Okay, and then you can also see this bulge. This bulge is something which is under the lats, but since it has a good volume, it bulges out like this. Okay, yeah, you can see it over here as well. It's the same thing. So always remember that it's just the traps. Okay, and then yeah, in the traps you also see this diamond shape. I don't know, yeah, this diamond shape. Also over here sometimes you can see the spine bones because this is very thin here. But yeah, you have the traps, you have the round muscles. Sometimes you have a separation in between them, sometimes you don't. This is the shoulder behind this. Okay, and then we have this lat muscle, and yeah, this is also the lat, but because it has this tubular form in between, it bulges out. Okay, so the lat actually connects all the way back here. Yeah, that is pretty much it. You want to know from the front, you see the silhouette of the back. Okay, the lat muscle is very wide, it's extremely wide, and in strong guys you will see the silhouette of the back from the front. And like I told you, the oblique, though it looks a very aesthetic muscle, it also bulges out, and from the back you can also see the obliques. All right, so yeah, this is something interesting to know. And yeah, using all of this knowledge, let's apply this to other references as well. And yeah, I want you to do this exercise with me. Okay, this is very important. This is the differentiator between you being a Da Vinci and you being a Jerry. So just decide. If you want to be Jerry, just get out. I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time. if you want to be Da Vinci, then do this exercise with me. All right, so let's go online and let's look at some references. And yep, here we go. Okay, one important thing that I want to tell you that I forgot is that these round muscles, okay, they are, how should I say, if you look at the skeleton of the male body, okay, then we have the scapula over here as well. The scapula is the shoulder blade, muscles. Okay, they are located here. It's like an X shape or something. I'm not super sure. I look at a reference and I sculpt it. I don't memorize it, but yeah, it's around here. And the distance between the scapulas is almost the same as one head. So if we had a head over here, the distance would have been almost one head as well. And the reason that we don't see it in male bodies is because male bodies, they are very bulky in muscles. Okay, of course, the reason you're learning anatomy is because you want to make strong characters, you want to make superheroes, you want to make Omni-Man, Superman. All right, you don't want to make, I don't know, skinny Jerrys. Okay, yeah, they are covered, the scapula, the shoulder blade muscle, they are covered by this bulk of muscles. Okay, and let me show you over here as well. So you can see right here, this is the shoulder blade muscle, and where is it that you see? You don't, right? You don't see it over here. You don't. But it does what it does. Actually, it does something is that it pushes the back out a bit. Okay, so we have this shape. Okay, this bulge is usually the shoulder blade pushing these things out, and also the bulk of the muscles over here. But yeah, I don't want to confuse you too much. These are things that it's good to keep in mind. But you can see here that you don't see the scapula, but you can see that the distance between them is almost one head. Okay, so this is important. Also, this is important because the round muscles that you make, you want to have almost one head distance between them as well. Okay, you can see that I have it over here as well. If I make it something like, I don't know, like this, this is bad. Okay, so try having a one head distance in between them. Super simple. And let's observe all of these things. So you can see this is like a skinny jetty, and you can see the scapula here, but in all of the examples ahead you won't see it. So here we have another example, and the exercise I want you to do is to sketch over references like this. Okay, so I already told you the muscle groups you need to know, and you can see that this is the chest. You can see it tucks in under the shoulder. It's like a fan shape. All right, you can see that it connects on the 1/3. This void is too wide, but it's okay. You can see the abs. Okay, these are the abs, and the belly button. You can see it almost lines with the third bit. It's a bit below, but it's all right. Then you can see this this oblique muscle. I told you this, let's consider this to be one big shape. You can see the saw shape muscles. Sometimes you can see 4, sometimes you can see 3. Whatever your reference has, just do it. And then you can see the lines in between them going towards the abs. Super simple, isn't it? You can also see the shoulder. You can see the front part of it. You can see the side. But yeah, this is how simple a torso is actually. So from the back, you can see that we have the traps. Okay, we have the shoulder. They are almost one head apart. You can see this big sheet of lats, and yeah, I don't know why it's super bulky here. It shouldn't have been, but yeah, you can see this tube muscle over here as well. That is it. Let's move on to another reference. So in this reference, once again we can see that we have the chest all points towards the same and tucks inside the shoulder. We have the abs, right? We have the belly button. You can see the saw shape muscles, and you can see the line going from the saw shape muscle to the abs. And yeah, this one you can consider it to be one big shape. This one is also a bit stylized, but it's all right. You can still see all of the shapes over here very easily. Let's move on to another reference. Okay, and yeah, this is a bit more realistic, so let's have a look. Once again, you can see the chest muscles. You can see that it tucks in under the shoulder. You can see the abs once again. All right, you can see the belly button almost in line with the third pair. It's a bit below, but it's all right. You can see the saw shape muscles here, and you can see the line going from the saw shape to the abs, and yeah, we have this oblique muscle. From the back, you can also see the trap muscles. Okay, this is the trap. You can see this round muscle, and I told you that sometimes you can see a separation between them. You can see the back shoulder, and yeah, it's a bit too dark, but you can see the lat. It's super wide. Notice how wide the lat is and how thin the waist gets. Okay, so you can see the lats coming here, and you can see this tubular shape muscles over here as well. Let's move on to another reference. And yeah, this is a bit stylized, but of course you will see the same pattern all over again. Okay, we have the chest. You can see tucks under the shoulder. Okay, a fan shape muscle. You can see that we have the abs, and the belly button is almost in the third line. You can see the saw shape muscles here very subtly, and you can see the line going here. This is the oblique, one big shape. That is it. And yeah, these things will confuse you. This right here, what I'm showing you, this is the trap. So there are so many variations in the human torso, male torso. So many variations. Okay, and instead of trying to memorize all of this, okay, well, this is what artists do. One day they practice, oh, let me try this torso. The other day, like, oh, let me try this torso. Oh, let me try this torso. And in the process, they learn nothing. This is what a Jerry does. A Jerry sculpts 100 references, learns nothing. But this is what a Da Vinci does. He sculpts one reference. He understands this extremely well. And when you understand this one torso, okay, so instead of watching 100 tutorials, just do this one tutorial with me. And I promise, sculpting torsos will be easier for you. Okay. So just practice this one torso extremely, extremely, extremely well. And then you can understand all of these references. Okay, you don't have to study 100 different torsos. You just have to study one torso extremely well. All right. Who said this? Bruce Lee said this. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear a man who practiced 10,000 kicks, but I fear the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times. And that is super powerful. Okay. But yeah, the point of these exercises is just showing you that so many variations they exist. So even in this reference, you can see, bro, once again, it's the same thing. You can see the upper chest. Okay, in this reference, it's very prominent. You can see the middle chest, and you can see the lower chest here as well. Okay, and you can see all of them points towards and tucked inside the shoulder. Super easy. You can see the upper abs here. Okay, the 3 set of abs, and you can see the belly button here. Once again, you can see the saw shape muscles, and then you can see from in between we have lines that go and connect with the abs. It's very easy. Okay, and below this, yeah, this character has 8 packs. We have example of an 8 pack as well, and you can see it almost connects with 1/3 of the shoulder. Here we have the shoulder connecting, and in between we have a void. Okay, we have the front shoulder, we have the side shoulder, and yeah, oh, where did I go? Oh, wait, just a sec. Let me fix this. Phone projector, new window. Boom, here I am. What's up? Okay, let's move on to another reference. And of course, once again, you get the gist, right? It's the same thing. The chest, lower chest, tucks into the shoulder, abs, and belly button almost in the 6th line. All of this is one big shape. You can see how bulked up this shape is. It's going out, making its own silhouette. Yep, super easy. Do we have a back? Do we have a back? Yes, we have a back. And you can see, once again, even in the stylized reference, we have the traps almost halfway. We have this round shape muscle. Like I told you, almost one head apart. This is very good. Yeah, great work, James Tipple. I hope I'm not, yeah, I think I'm pronouncing the name correct. And then, yeah, we have this tubular form in between and this bulk. And you can see that the silhouette of the oblique shows from the back as well. And the silhouette of the back shows from the front as well. Okay, so just take into account these things. And yeah, this is a very good reference. I love this sculpt. And yeah, you can see once again, same thing. Muscles, chest connects 1/3. Let me draw it for you. Once again, it's okay. Yeah, connects almost 1/3 of the clavicle. It's a fan shape muscle. Boom, 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 boom. And we have the abs, belly button in the 3rd set of abs. We have the saw shape muscles right here. And then in between the saw shape muscles, we have these lines going from the saw shape to the abs. And yeah, this whole thing is the oblique. Super simple. Isn't anatomy easy, bro? It's super easy. And yeah, this is anatomy. Easy. Okay. Here we have, you can see the trap muscle. Boom. Connects almost halfway. We have this void thingy I told you right here. Is this diamond shape. You can see this round shape muscle. And yeah, in this case, you can see the separation here. We can see the lats coming here. Yeah, and lats, they are all the way here. But since we have this tubular form, once again, we get this form and you also get this separation. Oh yeah, one more really important thing is that in the separation of the traps, wait, let me phrase it in my mind correctly. So the traps and the lats, they usually also make this X shape, which looks very aesthetic, okay? So from the traps, you get this form, and on the lats, you will get this shape, okay? And it forms an X, which looks very aesthetic. You can see it over here as well. Yeah, I forgot to add it in my notes, but good thing I remembered. You can see this X shape forming. Okay, and it looks very aesthetic. You can see it over here as well. So from the trap we have this, and from the lat we have this, and in the middle we have this X form. Once again we have this X form here. X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. Whatever. Sorry, I just get passionate sometimes. Yeah, over here you can see as well the X shape. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Super simple. And then let's move on to sculpting the torso. And by the way, if you like this kind of breakdown, this kind of easy explanation of anatomy, you can check out my full Noob's Guide to Anatomy course, in which I break down every muscle, in which I break down sculpting anatomy in the easiest possible way. Okay, so I'm just going to leave the link in the description. If you're interested, go ahead, join. And yeah, let's sculpt the torso. So let me delete this. Let's start with a UV sphere, not icosphere, UV sphere. And let me get my tablet pen. Just a sec. All right. And the first thing I like to do when I sculpt, always, is look at the reference. Okay, and I've already given you all of the context that you need for this tutorial. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out, and I'm going to try to get a basic shape of the silhouette. I'm not worried about the details yet. Jerry worries about the details. Da Vinci worries about the silhouette first. He works in steps. Okay, so like every other tutorial of mine, we will first of all block out the main form, the main shapes. Okay, I'm just flattening this out because it's like almost a flat thing here. I know that the chest is wide, so pulling this out. Okay, and I want to look at it from the side view. So from the side view, I can see that it has this end. So let's pull this down. Okay, we also need to have this curvature of the back. So you can see this curvature here. So I want to have it as well. Okay, and yes, you can remesh, but when you remesh right now, just use a high remesh value so that you don't have a lot of polygons. The more polygons you have, bro, the more things you have to move around, the more problems in your life. So keep everything low poly for now. Okay, super easy. Just bringing this out, looking at this form of the chest. You can see that is almost like a diagonal line down. Let's bring this down a bit more. Okay, I'm just looking at this whole curvature. Okay, so it needs to have the same curvature that I can see here. Okay, you can see that the reference has this curvature going on, and this can vary a lot in your references. Okay, sometimes the torso is super upright, sometimes the character is a bit slouched, sometimes, I don't know, he's in a bit of a superhero pose, stretching his arms and chest out. So these things can vary, and the best thing is just understand one reference extremely well, sculpt this torso extremely well, and then you can observe things in your reference and implement them. It's really that easy. Okay, so learn the English language, don't memorize the dictionary. All right, if you have a bit of a good grammar, a very limited vocabulary, you can have a conversation. All right, it's about learning the language of anatomy. It's not memorizing every bone and muscle and variation. All right, so we have this. Let's take this out. I'm just making this form here, and I can see that we have a curvature over here as well. So the back comes out, right? This part, I'm gonna decrease the curvature a bit, and yep, let's bring this a bit behind. I'm flattening this a bit from the top. I think it can be a bit more wider. Yeah, it doesn't need to be 100%. As long as you're in the ballpark, it is absolutely fine. Okay, now let's look at this from the front. From the front, let's make it wider, of course. Let's make this wider as well. All right, and I want to see the shape of these traps. So we also have the shoulders, a bit of the shoulders. So just pulling it out a bit from here, tucking this in. Again, I'm doing nothing really fancy here, just trying to get a basic shape for the torso that I can see. Let's look at it from the back. From the back, you can see the trap here. Look at the neck. Here. Let's pull out the shoulders. Let's pull out the lats. Okay, I told you that this is like the widest thing in the torso. The lat is the widest thing. You even see it from the front. So just pushing this in a bit, pulling this out a bit. And there's some things that you won't see in these references is that just make sure that things look round on the bottom and the top view. Okay, it should have this curvature going on. If it's too flat, it won't be right. All right, let's add more geometry now. A bit more. Still just using the move brush. You can start shaping things a bit. Start to indicate a bit of the muscles, a bit of the shapes. Okay, like for the chest, I'm just tucking this in, pulling this out. I'm not using any brushes for now. I just want to get an overall feel for the sculpt. Okay, we can always add details later, but it is really important that the proportions and the shapes, they look right. Right, for the back, let's pull this out. Let's tuck this in a bit. Yeah, see, this part certainly goes in, so just make sure that it has subtle curvatures. For the shoulder, I can see it's really wide, so I will expand this a bit. Yeah, bro, do perform this tutorial with me. You're not a Jerry. Okay, I've already filtered the Jerrys out because when I call them out, they just leave. If you're watching, you're a real one. So do perform this with me. Okay. By the way, the reference, yeah, I will link it in the description and in the comment section as well. All right, let's pull out the lats a bit more. Just tuck this in, pull this out. Like you can see over here, okay, this part bulges out. And yeah, from the front, yeah, we can see a bit of the silhouette of the back, so that is good. That is a good thing. Okay, from the side, yeah, it shouldn't have this bulge. You can see that this part is really straight, but my is curving, so I'm gonna make it straight as well. And I'm gonna pull this out. The reason I'm pulling this out is because you can see this curvature. All right, now let's move this up a bit, just a bit. And you can see now that we have a good silhouette, a good shape, a block out for the torso. Now we can worry about the details. Okay, if this thing right here sucks, everything you put on top of it is going to suck as well. So spend your sweet time here. Just try to get a similar overall silhouette from the front, the side, and the back. All right, looks good. Now let's add geometry. And once we add geometry, we can use the draw brush. The first thing that I like to do is I just like to carve in this shape, okay, which is for the clavicle. So I just dig this inside with the draw brush and then pull out ahead of this with the draw brush as well. The clavicle or the collarbone, yeah, the collarbone is fine. You will remember some names from repetition and whatever. It doesn't matter. Collarbone is just fine. Okay, it's similar to a bow shape. So, a bow and an arrow. It's gonna be similar to a bow shape. Like it's a bow. Okay. And from the front, you can see that it's super straight. So I'm gonna make it straight as well. You can see this separation here, super straight. Also from the front, you can see the neck muscles here. Okay, so just roughly blocking them out like this, digging in between them. All right. I think we can add a bit more geometry. So let's add a bit more geometry. And yeah, with the draw sharp brush, or you can also use the crease brush for this initial blockout. You can divide the chest in the center. You can see it's dividing it in the center like this. Yeah, do use a bit of a big brush. The reason you want to use a bit of a big brush is, let me show you. So if you use a big brush, okay, the crease brush not only creases, but it also makes this tubular form. You can see that it goes in, it gives you this curvature as well. And this curvature depends on the size of your crease brush. So if my crease brush is too small, yes, I will get the crease, but the tubular form won't be that, it won't be that prominent either. Okay, so just using the crease brush like this, I see that this line is super straight and it's a bit diagonal. So I will have that as well, make it straight. And then of course it tucks up and inside the shoulder. All right, over here you can see the separation of the chest here, and I told you it connects almost 1/3. So here 1/3 should be, if I draw it for you, you can see this collarbone. So this is 1/3, this is 1/3 roughly. Okay, just adding it here. Super easy. You can see a bit of the separation of the upper chest as well. So from this end, pointed towards here. I told you it's a fan shape muscle, it points here, and just subtly smooth it out. Let's just shape it just a bit. Good. Now again, with the crease brush, what I will do is I will just mark the abs. So you can see right here, where is this? So just look at your reference, bro. Sometimes it's super wide, sometimes it's not. So the way you look at this in the reference is just look at the chest line here and see that, oh yeah, the abs, they're almost in halfway this. Okay, so almost halfway here, just marking the abs like this all the way down. All right, really easy. We can smooth these parts. Yeah, I'm not going into super detail right now, just adding a bit of the main blockouts. So over here you can see the separation of the lats, and it's almost halfway. Yeah, it's almost halfway the torso. So right here I will mark this. It could come all the way here. All right, and I told you we can see the tubular form here, the tubular shape here. We can see this shape here. And yeah, let's mark the trap as well. So here it connects to the collarbone. Right here we will mark the upper part of the torso, or the traps like this. And then let's bring it down here. Okay, and X gonna give it to you this shape right here. You can move it up a bit because it should have been almost in the upper, almost halfway. Okay, super easy. Once again, let's use the crease brush to roughly mark this round shape muscle that I told you about here. Okay, you can see it in your reference here. We can mark it here as well. Now in the reference, an interesting thing you want to notice is that this round shape muscle forms this. Let me use my mouse. You can see that this round shape muscle forms this silhouette thing. You can see it over here as well. Okay, so this is something that I took into account right now, but I will implement it later. in the sculpt. Also, while we're still on the crease brush, let's crease it in the middle. So the center of the back will have this crease in the middle. And yeah, this diamond shape thing I told you about. So about here. Okay, just about here. Yeah, this thing, just imagine like there's a neck here, there's a head here. Just imagine head. Just make this one head width apart. And already you can see we have a pretty solid block out for the torso. Really easy. And how easy was this? This detail took me less time because I had a good base. Okay, so for the neck, I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, just making this for the neck thingy here. And now once you're at this stage, we can add more geometry. So let's add more geometry. And yeah, now the fun part begins. Just roughly smooth out these forms. What we're going to do now is we're going to make the abs. So just using the draw sharp brush, I will cut it like this. And the shape of the abs, it's a bit wider on top like this. We can see this curving here. Separation in the middle. And then this block shape. Another block shape. And yeah, you can see the belly button here in the third set. So just moving it up like this. Just use the draw brush. Just make a belly button like this. And a bit of a fat skin hanging over it. You can also use the crease brush here to just dig in between them. Okay, and yeah, of course, from the bottom view, just make sure that it has a round form. Okay, it shouldn't be like this. This is bad. Okay, just make sure that everything has a good round form from beneath. Okay, let's just subtly smooth in between them. And yeah, over here we can make the saw shape muscles I told you about. So for the saw shape muscles, what I like to do is I'd use the clay stress brush and see how many we have. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sometimes you can see 4, sometimes you can see 3, but it's all right. Just look at your reference and sculpt what you can see. Let me enable the pressure sensitivity on the radius and just make one muscle here, just one bulge. This is too much. Just a subtle bulge like this. Another one below this, and another one below this. All right, and then just smooth on top. Okay, now you want to use the draw sharp brush and just cut it like this, just to make it saw shaped, and smooth around it. Don't smooth on the line, bro. You'll undo your work. Just smooth around it very subtly. All right, and from here you can use the draw sharp brush again to make these lines. So I told you, from the middle of these lines, just make forms till the abs. And of course, smooth. Now to make this a bit more organic, you can use the clay shapes brush. Just emphasize a bit on these forms. All right. And yeah, we need to have the oblique muscle here. You can see how bulky this is. So just bulk up this area and smooth it out. Okay, you can also see this very sharp separation. So I'll just cut it here and cut it like this. All right, and yeah, these two abs, they should almost be the same size. So just moving this up a bit. I think we can move the belly button up a bit as well. All right, looks good. Let's use the glacis brush. And for the lats, I like to emphasize this shape a bit, like this. Smooth it out. I told you we noticed the silhouette, so let's bulk up this area. Okay, I can push this in a bit. I can pull this out a bit. Okay, just making the silhouette that I showed you here. Okay, just making that. And yeah, we can also use the glacis brush to emphasize this bulge a bit more, just to have a bit of a organic form to this. And yeah, we can see some separations in between them, but it's up to you. You can add them if you want. So I can notice this bulge between the trap and this muscle, so just adding it here, subtly smoothing it. You can use the draw sharp brush to make this separation of the back shoulder. We can see it here, this form. You can see another separation right here. And I'm not I'm not trying to make this like 100% accurate. As long as I get something that looks similar, I am super happy. Now we have this. And yeah, in this case, you can see how tight this is. So we can use the crease brush to just bring it a bit closer. This triangle form. Okay, and you can also notice some spine. Just using the draw brush, I'll just indicate a pair of it and then smooth it out. Yeah, this bottom part, yeah, it's not gonna be this bulged. Let's use the crease brush, tighten this up a bit. Let's use the crease brush here, tighten this up a bit. We can move this in. And yeah, let's look at it. How does this look from the side? So from the side, you can barely see this. Let's just tuck this in and pull the lats out. Use the draw brush to emphasize this a bit. And yeah, like I told you, I'm not trying to get 100% accurate. As long as I'm in the ballpark, I am extremely happy. Let's crease this in the center. Yep, looks good. On the side, let's see. And yes, there you have it. Almost. Let's just add a bit more. So for the chest, let's just bulk up this area. Smooth it out. And yeah, at this point where you're so high poly, even adding a bit of this form and then smoothing it out will leave some shapes behind which look good. I can see that this part is very bulky, okay, from the shadow being generated here. So I can use the draw brush to just, pull this out a bit and of course smooth it. Now this looks much closer because I have the same bulge here. And yeah, do read the shadows. You see this shadow area? This is what told me that this area would be a bit more bulkier. Okay, so here let's just bulk up these a bit. I'm just using the draw brush to subtly pull this out. I can push in here. Okay, this just gives it a good round shape. Yeah, over here you can do the same, just pull them out a bit and smooth. Okay, let's use the glacier brush. Just make some forms here and there. I'm going to use the grease brush because I think I just made this. I smoothed it out a bit too much. Let's look at it from the side view. From the side view, I can see that we can pull out this a bit. Okay, notice this curvature. And yeah, that is it. Okay, so of course you can tweak this, make this like 100%. You can bring this image here, trace it over. One thing that I will adjust is this straight form here. So I will make this straight as well. Okay, you can see this straight line, then it angles up. So that is something that we can have as well. Okay, but as long as it's almost in the ballpark, it's similar to the reference, we are good to go. Okay, just from the bottom, you're making sure everything is round, 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 round. And yeah, this looks good. If you want to make the nipple, you can make the nipple. Just use the draw sharp brush. And the nipple is usually, if you look at this part, it makes a 90-degree angle like this. Okay. And this is where you'll find the nipple. And yep, that is it. So this is where I will stop. I'm happy with this sculpture. And if you like this video, do comment down. Let me know how did you find this easy explanation of the torso. Was this good, or should I mention the name of pectoralis major, bro? Yeah, no one cares. And if you want to dive deeper into anatomy, I invited you before as well. Just come here, join this community, and I will share feedback. You can see that Lee right now is practicing anatomy, and he made some mistakes. I made a video, I shared him his mistakes, and we pointed out his mistakes. Alex is always supportive. So this is a community, all right? You work hard. Everyone here talks about sculpting. Everyone here is very supportive. And yeah, it's a good place to be. We also have weekly calls. So let's say you're stuck somewhere, you don't know what to do. You can go to the calendar section and you can join the weekly call. So when you join the weekly call, you can share your sculpture with me and I will give you live feedback on what you can do. You can even send your sculpture to me and I will sculpt on it for you, showing you all of your mistakes. I will hold your little pinky and I will make you a sculptor. And over here, today we have a sculpting workshop. So we have the same reference and then we sculpt it together. So this is a great place to be. And on October, I will be increasing the prices. We are going to have more tiers. But yeah, that is for October. Join right now. If you join right now, you can lock whatever the price is right now. Okay, it won't be affected. Once you subscribe, this is the price that you lock. No matter how much the price goes up, you still pay the same. And yeah, I will see you around. Goodbye. Here's a fist bump.